Hello, my name is Sandy Issler, and today we're going to talk about the Control Unleash uh, pattern game known as Superbowls. So Superbowls is another one of our pattern games that allows us to bring predictability into unpredictable situations for the dogs, so that will help them cope with things in the environment that they're a little bit concerned about. We can think of Superbowls as the up-down game, but with movement. Superbowls also builds in some delayed reinforcement, so we can introduce the dogs to that in our patterns as well. So we can play Superbowls with bowls or with targets, and the targets are laid out again in a pattern and in any direction, and the dogs can see them laid out, and that gives them again some predictability in terms of they're going to know where we're going just by the layout of the targets. So the targets can be put out several different ways. One might be parallel to something that they're a little bit concerned about. Another way we could do it is maybe come in at an angle to, again, that same distractor that they might be thinking about. We could also put the targets perpendicular to that distraction, and the dog will be approaching that distractor, and that can sometimes give us some idea about their feelings about that distractor as they approach it. Look at changes in their latency as they play the game. Another thing we can do when the dogs know the Superbowls game is to put the patterns out in a random fashion and play the game that way. So one of the important parts of playing Superbowls is our body orientation is really going to help the dog know what direction we're going in. So our toes and shoulders and everything pointing in the direction we're going to go in, again, is going to help the dog understand where we're headed. All right. So if you don't have any targets, you can actually use some natural patterns in the environment. One example might be sidewalks, cracks of a sidewalk. Or if there's really nothing available, you could maybe use consistent number of steps between the treat placement. So the way we're going to put up the targets is have them in a line for starting to teach the game. We have a lot of volunteers here. All right. And so the way we're going to start the game is at the first target, and we can actually, just to warm things up a little bit, sometimes play the up-down game on the first target. So the way the game's going to go is we're going to put a treat down. We're pointing in the direction we're going. When the dog eats the treat, they're going to start the game with their start button by looking up at us. We're going to click, and we're going to walk to the next treat. The next target. Put the treat on that target. The dog eats the treat. They look up at us. We're going to mark that with our clicker or a verbal marker. Walk to the next target. Put the treat down, and so on. Okay. So what we're going to do now is to see some example videos of Superbowls in action. Thank you. All right, Superbowls. Start the game by putting the treat down. Dog looks up, you click, walk to the next target, put the treat down. Dog looks up, you mark, next treat down. She looks up, mark. When you get there, turn yourself around so your toes are pointing back in the direction you're going to go. Looks up. That's okay. Good patience. The rules are the rules. So now you put that treat down. You're just going to turn. When she looks, you'll go to the next. You'll mark and go to the next one. Yeah, the turn is a little weird. I'm looking. And then treat down, turn yourself around, click when she looks, move to the next target. Yeah, very good. All right, and then you can do an all done. All done. Yay. All right, we're gonna start Superbowls. and be parallel with the fence of concern, so we can keep the distance constant and see how Athena does. And again, this is new to her, so she's doing great. So again, turn your toes so she knows you're going back. All right, so let's take a break. Okay, we have Athena's nemesis. Archie has shown up.
He has?
Yep. So you guys just do the game. Yeah. Nice. And then turn your toes. Very nice. I like her looking, processing, making a really good choice. We'll do a couple more.
Bonus.
That's okay.
Good.
Just keeping an eye on them.
Good. Good.
And maybe one pass back, and then we will give her a break. Beautiful. Really nice. Again, they get to look, they get to process. She sees it's Archie. It's like, I'd rather play the game with Mom.
Good.
So why don't you go down one more pass and then just behind the tree, and we'll stop the game.
Good. Good girl. Good.
And then you can just sort of step behind the tree, which will block her view a little bit. And you can do your treat scatter. We'll get out of Archie's sight, basically. So why don't you hold there,